Hi, this is not a video about the game that I am making. However, you are welcome to check out the channel. Progress on that has been a little bit slow lately because Christmas came up and I spent all of my time grinding for money for Christmas presents, and then thought I would take a couple weeks off. And then I got COVID, and I'm still recovering a little bit from that. It's been 2 weeks and a half, 2.5 weeks. So I'm pretty good, but I'm still definitely recovering. Which you can probably hear in my voice. Um, a freaking audio. Hold on. I want to talk about Lords of the Fallen. I'm gonna talk about both Lords of the Fallen. This is not gonna be a scripted video, but I have thoughts. I have thoughts about the games. This is my second playthrough, or technically this is my third playthrough. I'm gonna be fully transparent. Originally, I pirated it. I pirated it because at the time I didn't have money, but also because the devs, well, you know, they're very alt-right. They're very being trans or being gay or being black or anything that is a minority group is an agenda. The CEO is his Twitter is the most obnoxious thing I've ever seen. They're really deep diving and doubling down on gooning right now. That's not an exaggeration. The devs piss me off. I don't think that they're fantastic people. And I didn't want to support them. But I decided that I'm going to let go of those kind of thoughts and feelings and attachments in regards to the art that I want to consume. For me personally, I just, you get to a point, you start getting older, and you want to live your life to the fullest, and you kind of come to the understanding that there's a lot of people out there that are just going to be sub bottom tier. But I like the game a lot. In fact, I think the PvE is pretty fantastic. For Lords of Fallen 2023. But I also want to talk about the original, the prequel to this, the one that was released in 2014, because I like that one too. My main thing that I want to talk about, I'm not gonna talk too much about like the PvE. It's good. I like it. I'm not doing a whole fucking review or anything like that. I just want to get some things off my chest. The other thing is that the PvP has to be one of the most I don't know how to word this, but like they did not reach its potential, and it has a lot of potential. In fact, that's why I'm doing a new game plus. It's because I want to enjoy the PvP. Now, I have OBS open, so performance is going to dip pretty big here. But the problem is, there's a couple of things they did. They didn't balance it, and instead of balancing the PvP, and it's really unbalanced, instead of balancing it, they made it off by default, and you have to opt in to experience the PvP. So to be invaded or to do invasions. And that was their alternative to actually putting in the effort to balance it. Now, they did put a lot of effort into balancing the game. They even remade the final boss. Don't think that the remade final boss is the best, to be honest. It just seemed like they just did it out of like spite more than anything. Like they seemed upset. You could tell that they were upset that they had to do that. In fact, I had to beat it twice because it didn't work the first time. It just bugged out, and apparently that's a pretty common thing. Another thing about in terms of bugs is that whenever there's a new driver update, the game doesn't launch, and I have to do weird shit to get it to work. But the biggest thing is the PvP, because when the PvP works and it's not just a bunch of bullshit, it's good. I would go as far as saying that when the PvP works, which is not most of the time, but when the PvP works, I would say that's better than the Souls FromSoft PvP. But the thing is, it almost never works completely because people cheese in the way of which, like, there's no balancing, right? So, like, you could be just starting a new game and you can invade right away, and you can invade somebody who's they have their thing on, so you know they're intending for you to invade them, and they have like end level, like their highest level they could possibly get. And like, and this person too. Another thing is that you do invade the same people over and over again. And I mean, you can kind of see what I'm talking about, right? Like, it's annoying for the sake of being annoying. And but when it works, it's good. It's just like, it's so rare that you actually get that experience. You just end up coming across the dweebiest fucking people on the planet. You know? Like, they just don't want to have a good time. And they do that person I've invaded probably like 10 times. There's also this guy Paladin Isaac, who I have zero connection to, so I can't parry him or anything because their connection shit. And then there's this other person who I actually kind of fucking hate, who's called XQX. Don't fucking like them. But when it works, it's really good, and it's really unfortunate because the devs they're not. I don't think they give a shit, and I think that they're gonna have PvP. I don't know if they're gonna have PvP in the sequel, but the sequel also is an Epic exclusive, which is gonna significantly, even if they do double down on and make the PvP good, and actually put work into it and realize that like why it exists in the Souls games and why people love it so much, instead of just hacking it on, putting real work into that like they did with everything else. It could be really good, but it's not going to matter if it's on the Epic store because people aren't. By and large, people who are gonna, they're not gonna use it. It's kind of a Steam and PlayStation thing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. If you play these games, you understand that like invasions are typically they're most common amongst the Steam crowd as well as the PlayStation crowd. Not as much through the Xbox or Microsoft crowd. And Epic, I mean, I don't. It's just really they did that because Epic bought them. Missed opportunity there. Now the other thing I want to talk about is Lords of the Fallen 2023. So, or 2014. I don't know why I said 20. This is 2023. So I'm gonna pull that up. I want to do. I want to play Invasions. I enjoy it when it's good. It's just never. It's not good very often. That's why I have these. Because when you come across really cheesy people, I just do this quite a bit, and then they lose their ability to cheese and they actually have to play, and they struggle a little bit more. I'm burning food. Shit. Well, also I'm gonna switch to the other game. So hold. Okay. Lords of the Fallen 2014, I think, is probably one of the most underrated games I have ever played. First of all, games from that era, like another one that I really like that I think is underrated as hell, is Bound by Flame. And it has like those games from that era play a certain way and they look good. The thing is, okay, let's start a new game, but yeah, I'll just start 2 new games. Save file 4 is gonna be the one. I don't really need to walk you through this, like you're not really gonna care that much, are you? But here we are. Hold on. Oh no, fucking shit. Okay, one thing about games, now watch what it's gonna look like. Oh, it was fine. So one thing about the older games like this, even when they look good, is that you could easily put it in like 4K and have fantastic what? Fantastic performance. Um. Well, you choose your magic type, your equipment. The complaints that people have about this game largely is your damage, like you're slow. But mimic shift prayer motion. I like that. Nah, let's go rage. Thing is, I think people are expecting this to play like a Souls-like, and I think it was probably coined as a Souls-like originally. It had to have been, right? And so they have like this very certain expectation out of it. But it's a slower paced game, and some people are gonna say it's too slow, but the thing is, not necessarily. You're not locked into that. Can I skip this just for the? I'm gonna make it started. I haven't finished this game, but it's the same story as the original one. It is slower. I wish I could like. It is slower, but like it's the thing is, does this have parry? It feels like it's meant to be slower, and it does. Like I said before, how do I heal? Shit, I don't remember the controls. I'm getting beat up because I'm not paying attention. Okay, the thing is, how do I, like, if you look at your, that's not is that crazy. And they're like, well, you roll fat. Yes. Yes, you do. Your rolls are a little bit weird. I will say that's true. Another thing people complain about is like the bounce of the camera. It doesn't really bug me. I think it's unique, and for that reason, I like it. Another thing, this game is gorgeous, by the way. Also, fun fact, the character that we are playing as here is the Iron Wayfarer from 2013. 2013 is a direct sequel to this game. Let's see. Am I unequip? I want to unequip things. See, and now your roll is like a little bit more. It's more Dark Soulsy. It is still like a little bit clunkier than modern games, but it's also its own thing, which I think is a good thing. Genuinely. I just don't think that people have taken the time. I think that there's like a hive mind amongst gamers on the internet. Sorry if that offends you, but prove me wrong, and you will prove me right. The thing is, like, people aren't complaining about, like, let's say, Fear and Hunger, right? Like, there isn't, like, this mass, like, oh my god, Fear and Hunger is the worst game ever because it plays in a certain kind of way that is very rough and very difficult. How do I heal? I don't remember how to do that. I think what happens is that people expect to play this like they play a wish I remembered how to heal. Like how they play a I expected to play like a Souls-like, but it doesn't really play like a Souls-like, regardless of what the devs say or not say, right? It plays like an old 2014 ARPG, which is insanely pretty. And I think that that's a good thing. There's a couple things I don't like. I don't like not having a lock-on reticle. You can lock on, but you don't have a reticle. And I don't remember how to heal. So that's I think I have to hold. Yeah, that's right. Gotta hold it down. I think it's good though, and I wish that like we were more open-minded and we didn't have like this stupid fucking things have to be this kind of way kind of thing about us, that we could just experience things for what they are and approach them with our own thoughts and opinions, not relating them, because like people, when I see them discuss this game, they're discussing it in terms of Souls-likes, you know. Even the sequel to this, which plays completely different, the sequel to this plays like a Souls-like. It's built like a Souls-like. This game is not built like a Souls-like. It does not play like a Souls-like. It's built like an ARPG, and I think it's a good one. I think it's probably one of the most underrated games I've ever played. Like, I really do enjoy this game, and I feel weird about it because, like, there's, like, such a expectation of people not liking this game, but for what is the reason? Like, the combat is slower than what you would expect, but it's also not bad. It's just slower, but it's not bad. You know? Like, if you come into this expecting it to be fucking Sekiro or whatever, then you're not gonna like it. I think that the fast-paced, like, there's nothing wrong with it, but it is nice to have an alternative, and I wish that more games felt like this, you know, and it had this like level of visual quality and everything. Like, it looks fantastic. I do like the characters that are in it. I like the world. I think the level design is very good. I think it's a little bit too easy, but that's, you know, a product of the devs, really. In general, like Lords of the Fallen 2023 is also a little bit too easy. I think that I genuinely believe that if this game did not have the attachment to Souls-like, where people are like super pretentious about it, I think that it would be a liked game. You know what I mean? I think people have really high expectations for what they want out of a video game. I think they want things to be like Rockstar kind of like open world nonsense, but I think that they want that because it's popular. I don't think they want that because it's what they genuinely enjoy. I am 36 and a half, so I've been gaming for a while, and I didn't really get into social media until I was like in my 20s, really, to be honest. Like, I guess late teens, but in my late teens I was using like Elf Town and shit. I wasn't a part of all that shit. Younger generations are like a part of gaming as a trend and not as like necessarily just an art form, and I know that's kind of like a boomery take, but it's true.
The bones are moving.
I also like this a lot.
It does not feel like poison in my veins, more like
I would, if this was a gaming channel, I would do a full playthrough, but if I do a full playthrough, I'm not gonna enjoy playing the game. Okay, I wish you would shut up so I could talk, because like this is getting to be a long video, and all I'm doing is talking about how I like this game and that game. But I do think that it's deeply underrated, and I think that, I mean, I don't know what the launch price of this. If the launch price of this was $60, that's too expensive. I don't know if it was, because 2014 that was not the standard. I think $70 for Lords of Fallen 2023 is also too expensive, and that's something I want to kind of like touch on real quick too before we end this. Is that I don't think, all things considered, that it's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be a really hard buy to get the next Lords of Fallen 2, technically 3, but you know, ego is the problem with the devs here. I think that if it launches, because they, you know, in order to make themselves look good, they did this in the guise of ethics, mind you. They lowered the price of all their games to $30, which is cool, but they did it vocally as an ethic. What I think it is, I don't think people like this. Like, you gotta remember, the CEO is a very, very big Elon Musk stan. And if you go to his Twitter, I'm not gonna link it, but you could go look it on yourself if you want. It's literally him just talking about gooning, and being a bigot. Both of those things. I mean, gooning, I don't know. I'm pretty horny too, I guess. But like, come on, bro. And like, being a bigot is never a good look. Like, I know people think it's like popular or whatever because they're so online they don't go into the real world. But no, bigots are gross. Nobody thinks highly of bigots except for bigots. And they think highly of themselves, but they don't think highly of other bigots, because those other bigots are probably have some aspect of them that a bigot is going to be bigoted about, because they just hate for the sake of hating, because they're just stupid fucking people. If you're a bigot, you're a fucking idiot. Get wrecked. It's gonna be a hard buy if they try and sell the game for more. I would accept like 40 to 50 to be completely real. I'll give them a little bit of leeway. But at the same time, if you take that kind of ethical stance and then you charge your next game for $70, $80, which I kind of expect them to do, but you could put 2 and 2 together and understand like why that's like sketchy as fuck. It's just like kind of, it's manipulation. It's called coercion, would be the word for that. It's not a good look, but I love their games. I do not like the devs as people. I don't know how many of them are that fucking gross, or if it's mostly just like 1 or 2 people. But they piss me the fuck off pretty deeply, to be honest. And I know the kind of people like that. They probably like scoff at that. Like, if the CEOs would ever see this, they'd be like, that's what you get for being queer. Do the narcissist laugh. You know what I mean? A good example of the narcissist laugh, if you don't have narcissistic parents or anything, or partners, would be Ron DeSantis. Is probably the poster child of the narcissist laugh. It is a thing. Like, unfortunately, people like this, they could kind of identify in very specific ways. So, for example, MAGA woman in particular, always do that duck face that was popular in 1996. You know the duck face. You remember when that was popular for like a year and a half maximum? Well, they still do that, and it's like in all their photos they make that scrunch up face. And then also, narcissists have a very particular laugh. They laugh to be rude, to be condescending. They do it's very fake laugh. It's almost like they're trying to be like a big they like villain or whatever, because as they see themselves as like this anti-hero. They're not anti-heroes. They are the villains. But they're not scary villains. The only reason people like Trump are scary is because they have a lot of fucking money. But if you take the money away, are you serious? Do you think that if you put like a 6-year-old queer into a boxing ring with Donald Trump, that Donald Trump would be victorious? I don't think he'd be able to move fast enough without having a fucking heart attack. I think his blood's too thin from all the Advil or whatever that he takes. I think he would pass out. He doesn't want thick blood. He wants thin blood. Anyways, I just wanted to like touch on this. Every now and then I like to touch on like some game stuff. Kind of did the same thing in regards to what was it? Wu Chang. I have a lot of thoughts and feelings on as well. But I like the series. I probably will buy the sequel. I just really, if it's too expensive, I'm gonna have a hard time justifying that over pirating it. And be just straight up. If the devs are gonna talk shit about like minority groups, people who have the hardest time in life, then I could pirate their fucking games and talk about it. If you're a piece of shit, I'm gonna pirate your fucking game. If I like the game, I'll probably eventually buy it. But you know, if it has a reason, if it doesn't have multiplayer, I'm not doing it. If it doesn't have PvP, I'm not gonna buy it. I am gonna pirate it, just because the devs are pieces of shit. And I don't think they deserve my money too often. I got this on sale. And this I got up for $1.50, steal for that. And the other one I got for like $13, $13, 2023. But I do like the games. That's it. This video is not gonna go very far. I don't think. I don't think it is. Can I emote in this? How do I get like a good? Hold on. I don't think that This is you know, I used to edit videos, maybe even script them occasionally, and I fucking hated it. YouTube is not for me. I get like a funny. I don't know if I could get like a funny thing. Could I get like, here we go. Where'd it go? Like, aw. Let's try to get a thumbnail. There's a thumbnail here somewhere. I don't know. Anyways, I do recommend them. I think you should try them out. Like, if you've been on the fence about this one, you could get it on sale or something. Try gray markets and stuff. I think that I think you should give it a try. Even, I'm not even gonna say not to pirate it if you want to try it that way first. But yeah, that's it. Most of the, if you made it this far, you're incredible or very bored or probably cooking or doing something else. But if you want to check out the channel, I am working on a Fear and Hunger style kind of dark fantasy Southern Gothic game. I want to say loosely Fear and Hunger, to be honest. It's kind of my own thing, but yeah. Check that out. I have to make progress on that. I've been working on. I'm not gonna talk about that here. That'll be in its own video. All right, it's awkward. I'm gonna go now. I'm just gonna go now.